A very good day, everyone. Today, we gather here to have a serious discussion on one of the major concerning topics, which is the dying forest. I'm Roshni, as your government today, and with me, we are pleased to have Nurul Izzati as our forestry engineer, Nur Iza Amira as our motorist, and Nur Aini as our citizen. Before we start off our discussion, I would like to give a brief overview of the topic. As we are aware, 20% of our precious trees are dying. This can cause problems such as the rise in carbon dioxide levels and the thinning of ozone layer. Not forgetting to mention the rise of heat temperature. Now, I would like to ask our forestry engineer to voice out her opinion on what's the best way to stop or reduce the destruction of our forests.
Hi, I am Nurul Izzati, a forestry engineer. From my point of view, I think the best way to stop deforestation is doing green business. So, what is green business? Green business or sustainable business is an operating procedures that embrace sustainable product and material sourcing, labor practices, and shipping methods. The goal of green business is to eliminate any negative impact on the environment on both a local and global scale. A green company takes a proactive approach to minimize waste, reducing its carbon footprint and avoiding any harmful practices. By doing green business, we can waste reduction, less air pollution, and effectively cut costs, improve efficiency, and create a healthier workplace. We can also, by doing the green business, we can also create an efficient office and running a green business comes down to caring about the impact on the environment, the community, and people. Not only does a green business make the world a better place, but you target a large audience dedicated to ethical consumerism, which helps the business and ecosystem. Thank you.
Thank you, Nurul Izzati, for voicing out her opinion. Now, I would like to call out our motorist, Nur Iza Amira, to provide her opinion.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Noiza Amira. As a motorist, the best way to stop or reduce the destruction of the forest is practice green transportation, which is any sort of transportation vehicle or transportation habit that is environmentally friendly and doesn't emit toxic gases that could impact the environment, which is our forest. There are few modes of green transportation, which is using bicycles to commute. Riding a bicycle instead of driving a car contributes to reducing the atmosphere of greenhouse gases. We also, as a motorist, can practice carpooling. Sharing a car rides helps in reducing energy consumption and harmful carbon dioxide that damage the environment. The less cars on the streets, the less emissions are released in the atmosphere. The result of this simple action is that the air is less polluted, and therefore it is indirect contribution to the protection of the environment, which will help our dying forest. Also, using fuel filter and car air filter. Fuels used in cars contain a large amount of sulfur and other compounds that are filtered to keep the car clean. It is also important to ensure a good air filter for our car, which is the first line of defense in keeping debris and dust from entering the engine and causing an increase in emission, which can lead to air pollution that directly injures trees by damaging living tissues, primarily foliage, and impairs photosynthesis that ability to respect. Thank you.
Thank you so much for the point of view. Now, can we have our citizen Nur Aini to express her opinion?
I am Raimi as citizen in this discussion. Okay, from my opinion, uh, firstly, as citizen, we can planting a tree because tree can purify our hair and combat things. Because forest can carbon sink that help slow climate change by removing carbon from the atmosphere and storing in its trunks and soil. So the tree have reached old age without major human disturbance like logging. Deforestation can hold much larger amount of carbon and harmful pollutants that their younger counterparts. Because the tree also can owing to Indian species that can protect. In other words, protecting forests the species that live within them prevent the next pandemic, which is dying forests. The tree also can cover streets and cities. This means that tree also reduce energy used for cooling and heating. Just three trees around your house can reduce air conditioning to 30% and by providing point breaks 10 to 50% of energy needing for heating. And the next point is using paperless product. It's a simple way as 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 me like as me as citizens high on environment is through reducing paper consumption. By turning paper document into electronic ones and eliminate papers. A tree can only produce on average and take about 100 years to grow. Reducing companies can have a direct impact on growing paper have reduced carbon dioxide emission and also they it not only save the environment but also save company a lot of money. Paper spacing can allow organization to reduce phone lines and data entry costs, eliminate cost of ink, paper, associate labor costs. So that's all from me as citizens. Thank you.
Thank you so much. As the government, my opinion to solve dying forests is to implement the use of satellite monitoring over all our forests to be able to track illegal deforestation in hotspots area and issue deforestation alert. This, in no doubt, will spark a sense of fear in illegal deforestation. Now, before we summarize all our opinions and sort to choose the best ones in each aspect, does anyone would like to add up your opinion on your aspect?
Yes, I would like to add my opinion. on this. So I think reforestation can also can reduce the destruction of the forest. So what is reforestation? Reforestation is the act of regrowing trees in an area or land surface. So reforestation is replanting of trees in a stretch of terrain which had for some reason lost its forest cover. Reforestation is a planned or deliberate movement to regrow vegetation lost due to human activity, natural calamity, or sudden climate change. There are many benefits of reforestation, such as improved water quality, increased biodiversity, carbon sequestration, and wildlife habitat. So, for improving water quality, reforestation, by mitigating soil compaction, the ground allows for greater water infiltration and storage, which reduces surface runoff, which transport sediment, and this further reducing inputs to streams, and the trees can uptake metals and minerals that pose water quality concerns. Next, it can also increase biodiversity because by doing the reforestation, we are also helping to restore imperial species and declining forest types such as short-leaf pine and red spruce. Other than that, for carbon sequestration, by increasing the tree density from less than 10 trees to several hundred trees, more carbon can be sequestrated by the growing forest, which then increases the rate of carbon accumulation in plant tissues and the soil. So I would like to add more. What can we do to reduce the destruction of the forest is by doing land use planning. So what is land use planning? Land use planning centers on environmentally friendly development techniques, such as urban agriculture. So there are a lot of benefits of urban agriculture, such as increased access to healthy, locally and culturally appropriate food sources. Because urban agriculture is a cultivation practice where food is produced in the cities around existing town areas. So by doing this, people don't need to go far to find a healthy food. So this can also reduce the cost of living and improve efficiency of the town. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you for the opinion, Nurul Izzati. Now, we would like to choose the best opinion for each aspect. First, in forestry engineer aspect, among the points listed by Nurul Izzati, which point does everyone wants to agree for?
I agree with. Sorry.
Yes, Mira, what you agree?
I agree with the point from our forest engineer. The best way to stop or reduce the destruction of the forest is I agree with the point from our forestry engineer. The best way to stop or reduce the destruction of the forest is eco-forestation that in that emphasize a holistic practice which strive to protect and restore ecosystem rather than maximize economic productivity. And how about the others?
I also I also your opinions to doing eco-forestation because um, if water quality because everyone to drink, to take a bath, and many things. That's why it's important for our life also. So how about the others?
I think the opinion stated by no Iza Amira is actually a very good point of view. So I think shall we settle down for this opinion?
If me, I agree with uh, our government points, which is implement the use of satellite monitoring because
Okay, then we will settle down for this opinion. Now,
Okay.
looking at the motorist aspect, which point does everybody wants to agree to the point stated by no Iza Amira?
I want to agree the point of view of carpooling by Isa Amira because there are a lot benefits and advantages of carpooling. Um, it can help the environment because carpooling creates cleaner air and safer communities. Not only that, it can save money, reduce stress, prolong the life of the vehicle, and reduce traffic. This can by carpooling it improve the ecosystem and because since less fuel will be using and reduce emissions uh, and it can reduce carbon emission into the air.
I think the point stated by Nurul Izzati is actually a suitable opinion to agree on. Does Nur Aini and Nur Iza Amira agree to settle down for the point stated by Nurul Izzati?
That is exactly what I was thinking. The best point from.
also for me, couple the best way to stop is the destruction of the forest.
Okay. Next, looking at Nur Aini's point, I think that the idea of using paperless products to reduce deforestation and dying forests is a good idea. This will help us to reduce the cutting of trees and we ensure growing more trees. What do you all think of agreeing to this point? Do you all agree with it?
I think you are totally right about that.
How about the others?
Yes, I agree too.
Last but not least, does everyone agree with the governmental point that I have give? What is your opinion about the governmental points?
With the government point, I also agree to implement the use of satellite monitoring because the satellite application help determine the extent of the affected by locating the damaged or destroyed equipment. So this is important to track illegal deforestation in hotspot areas. So what about the others?
Yes, I couldn't agree with you more.
Yes, I also agree because it can send deforestation alerts to enforcement officers in near real time. So it by doing that it can reduce the pollution and destruction of the forest.
Thank you all so much. Okay, now that if we have come to our finalized agreement, I hope that we can work hard to implement our ideas so that we will be able to save our dying forests. Last but not least, I would like to thank Nur Izzati as our forestry engineer, Nur Izza Amira as our motorist, and Nur Aini as our citizen for this cooperative forum discussion session. With then, thank you and have a good day.